work life balance. It's a very popular phrase, but I'm beginning to think that whoever invented this phrase just scammed all of us. Guys, we have been scammed. Anyways, I want to share how I'm able to balance my work and my life and not go bonkers.
I tried so hard and got so far.
I don't know if this content is YouTube worthy, but I just want to rant. Like, I just want to rant. It's been crazy for me the past few weeks trying to navigate this new phase or this new season of my life. So the thing is, I've been a freelancer all my life. I've been a freelancer and a mom. I've never had a workspace outside my home. I've always worked from home. But a few years down the line, I slowed down and I began to just look after my family full time. But recently, I got back into the workforce as a freelance copywriter. And now this meant a lot of things. It meant that my schedules would change, my timing would change, and the way I restructured my home, everything would change. And to be honest with you guys, this thing was making me go bonkers. Like, it felt like my day had reduced. It felt like I no longer had 24 hours. It felt like I had maybe 20 hours. Maybe somebody was stealing my time. I was sure that somebody was stealing my time. It was that serious. There were days where I didn't know how evening came. Like, I would be so busy the entire day. I was trying to finish up. I was trying to run so many things at the same time. And I believe I was not hard on myself. I was not hard on myself, but I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm thankful to God because He came through for me. I'm thankful to God. God came through for me. And but I realized that I could no longer be consistent with my social media networking sites. I was no longer posting consistently on Facebook, on even on this channel, on Facebook, on this channel, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm naturally not a Facebook person. I just want to be on my own. But this year I wanted to start posting, making content again. But with this new phase, I realized it was like a Herculean task. I could no longer concentrate. I was on and off and I was overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed. I had never been that overwhelmed. I think I remember telling the Holy Spirit, I didn't say this prayer verbally, that okay, just let me know when I hit 1,000 views on my page. I forgot about that prayer. And one day, one of those days when I was really overwhelmed, I wasn't even checking my page to see if I was having I wasn't checking all these things. And then I just saw that I just hit 1,000 views. God is really intentional. Like, God sees you, He hears you. So I took that. I took that. It was a rema moment for me. Then moving on. I love to be in the kitchen. I don't like to cook, oh, but I've realized that the spots where I hear God clearly in my house, it's in my kitchen. When I'm not listening to even sometimes when I'm listening to sermons, God still has a way to speak to me through what I'm listening to. Maybe to audio tapes, to podcasts, or maybe a video on YouTube. God still has a way to speak to me through those channels. So on this particular day, I wasn't listening to anything. I deliberately did not want to listen to anything because I wanted to hear God speak to me. It was troubling my spirit. I said, Holy Spirit, help me. How am I going to navigate this phase? And then, like a flash, I could hear this tiny voice say to me, stop. You don't need to build an audience. Like, you need to get results. When you get your results will naturally just speak for you. And for me, it was a confirmation that because I was worried about maybe how to keep up with creating content and learning on my new role as a copywriter. I always love to give the best. So I was worried about it. Like, I cannot be everywhere at the same time. Plus, I don't have a nanny in my home. I have three children. I'm just alone doing everything. So it was really overwhelming. It was really an overwhelming moment for me. And then that was basically my rant to go, like, how would I navigate this phase? And that answer was like a confirmation that God was in it. It was a confirmation that God was in it. It's a very pivotal moment for me. And at that point, I decided to set goals. And I've realized that It's not enough to have your goals in your head like many people do. Goals are better written down. Write them, write all your goals in a book, then segment them into smaller units, then break the smaller units further, break them into subunits. Put deadlines. If you don't put deadlines, that thing will be there from January to December. You will not achieve a thing. And you realize that you're procrastinating. The reason why a lot of people procrastinate because they don't have goals that guide them, and they don't have deadlines to their goals. So one great way for me that I'm using to navigate this period is by setting goals and further breaking down the goals. So I start my day by looking at my goals for the day. So okay, I must achieve this for today. I must achieve that for this day. And by the end of this week, I must have achieved this. And that's the way I'm navigating. And it feels like my 24 hours are back. So trust me, guys, there's always time, but you need to slow down. If you're in this phase right now where it feels like you need to achieve a whole lot at the same time, see, God does not rush, but He gives speed. So take your time to learn that thing you need to learn. This is what the Holy Spirit taught me at this transitioning moments in my life. Like I said, God does not rush, it takes time. God does not rush, but He gives speed. So you want to rush to do this to achieve all of, when you try to achieve so many things at the same time, you get exhausted. You realize that you're busy, but you're not productive. It's one thing to be busy and unproductive. It's another thing to be very productive but minimally busy. And the latter is always better. It's better to be productive at what you're doing, even if it's one thing you want to achieve on a daily basis. Try to achieve that one thing. You don't have to achieve all 10. Maybe you just do small fractions. No. Just take it one step at a time. Every day, commit yourself to learning something every day. It might be, for instance, let's say you want to learn how to edit videos. You can give yourself, say, 2 days or 3 days for that task. Not that you want to learn video editing today, you want to learn how to use Adobe today, to that same day, you also want to learn website. You're going to get exhausted. So segment your goals, and create deadlines so that you become productive. You're not busy, but you're really productive, and you're taking it one step at a time. And very soon you realize that you have learned something. You have learned your like 10%, or let me say 1% better every day. Imagine what it means to be 1% better every day for 365 days. It will be a new you entirely. And so this is what I've used to navigate this phase, guys. End of rant. I didn't think I was going to do this video up to this moment. I only wanted to rant, but I ended up giving you guys what's working for me. So yeah, you can try it out. It definitely would work for you. I have not seen anybody who sets goals, discipline themselves to setting those goals, and it did not work for them. For me, it worked for me big time. I started setting goals. In fact, in 2 weeks, I saw measurable results. I was wowed because these were the things I had been struggling for years. But because I set down my goals, I segmented the goals, I realized that it was not up to 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, I saw measurable goals because I stopped being busy. And it's people who are busy that develop headaches and migraines. But when you're productive, being productive means that in between engaging yourself in the things you want to accomplish, there is a time factored for rest. A lot of people don't know that they have to rest. You need to rest. Oh, hey, rest. You need to rest. All these things that people will read and say you have to wake up. My day typically starts at 3 a.m. But during the course of the day, I find time to rest, even if it's 2 hours or 1 hour. I find time to rest because at that moment, I just want to shut down my brain. And when I rest there, I might not switch off my phone, but my phone will likely be light mode because I don't want anybody to disturb me. That moment, I want to rest, and if possible, I want to hear from God. So yeah, this is the end of my rant. If you enjoyed my rant, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, give it a thumbs up, and drop your comments. I want to read from you. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.